If you're a reseller and you're like, I feel like I should or I could be making more money than I'm making right now, then this is the video for you, because today we're going to talk about how to not leave money on the table. Smart business people, whether they're resellers or have other types of businesses, are always looking for ways to increase their profit. So stick around if you want to learn some ideas on how to maximize or increase your profits and stop leaving money on the table. You might walk away with an extra tip that's going to make you extra money in your reselling business. First, I want to talk about some common ways that resellers are leaving money on the table. And then I'm going to have lots of tips and things that you can just kind of check in your own reselling business and think, maybe I can change this, tweak one little thing in my business and increase my profits that way. So the first thing is not researching. There are a lot of resellers that like to just buy based on the way they feel. And while some resellers do have that intuition or that experience with whatever they're purchasing, a lot of us really do need to research the items before we buy them, and also before we list them, to make sure we're listing them properly and in a way that's going to make us the most money and get that item sold. The second thing is not pricing correctly, not pricing for the market, either pricing too low because you're not checking comps, or pricing too high and that item's just not going to sell at all. Another one is being lazy with your listings. I get it. I hate listing. It is not my favorite thing to take pictures of items or to list items. In fact, I have a VA that I pay to draft my items. I take pictures and then I send them to her, and then she creates drafts in Vendoo for me. Being lazy with your listings is going to kill your profits, because if you're just not taking enough photos, or your photos are not good, or you're being lazy with your titles, or your descriptions are not giving them all the information that they need, then there's a lower chance of you selling those items. I can't give you specific statistics like if you put as many keywords as possible in your title, you're going to increase your sales by 20%. I can't say anything like that, but I will say that your listing's job is to sell your item. And if you're just kind of taking lazy, dark photos and you're only taking like one or two, and in your title you're just saying like cute, free people, top, medium, and you're not adding any more descriptive keywords that someone might be searching, then you're doing your item a disservice. And if you are like that and you improve your listings, you're going to see better sales. The last one is limiting yourself to just one marketplace. I know there are some people that are like, I only sell on eBay. I will not sell on any other platform. I don't like the fees. I don't like the people. I don't like the whatever. Or there are people that are just like, I will never touch eBay. I'm only going to sell on Poshmark. And I get it. I used to think that eBay was it for me because it's been like the longest standing platform. There are the most users on eBay, and that's where I started. But if you look right here at my sales for the last month until today, you can see that I'm actually making more sales on Poshmark than I am on eBay. So I think broadening your horizons and kind of trying out different marketplaces is really going to help you improve your sales. And this is a good time for me to introduce today's sponsor, Vendoo. They're having a Don't Leave Money on the Table, Sell More with Vendoo campaign. And I could not be more supportive of this campaign, because I truly think that Vendoo is the reason that I make the sales that I make with the little listings I have. I usually have around 100 listings, give or take 25 or so. And I don't want a huge store, but I do want to make as many sales as possible. And if I only had items listed on one platform, I would not be making the sales that I'm making. So I highly recommend checking out Vendoo. They will help you list faster. They will help you list across multiple marketplaces much quicker than you can do yourself. And it will just help you get your items in front of other audiences so you can increase your chances of making a sale or making a sale faster. If you do want to check out Vendoo, I highly recommend it. I've been using them for years now. I have a link in the description below, and you can get a discount when you use my link. All right, now let's talk about some ways that you can kind of look into your own reselling business and see if you can figure out how to kind of squeeze more profit out of your business without spending more time, without spending more money, just kind of optimizing your business so that it provides you with more profit. The first thing is identifying hidden profits. Are you researching your items, and do you understand what you have? For example, if you have a vintage clock and you're just like wood vintage clock and you're selling it for 20 bucks, have you looked at others that look like that clock? Have you checked for markings? Is that actually a rare clock that you could sell for like $200? Make sure that you are thoroughly researching and you understand the value of the items that you have. Another thing is, like I mentioned with Vendoo and cross-listing, if you are selling certain types of items, make sure that you're on the platforms that draw in those types of people. So like vintage or handmade items do really well on places like Etsy. Those people are generally willing to pay a little bit more than people on like eBay. So just kind of understanding your audience and where they're shopping and where you can get the most profit for the items that you already have can really increase your profits. Another way you might be kind of overlooking things is, like I mentioned, with pricing. Unless you are selling something that is relatively rare or designer, high-end, anything like that, if you are just selling kind of like run-of-the-mill bread and butter stuff, you need to price with the market or even a little bit more competitively than that. I price low competitive. So if the price is around $20, most people are selling around $20. Depending on what the sell-through rate is, I might list it at 18 so that I can get that item sold. I'd rather get it sold at 18 than wait an extra couple of weeks to get it for 20, because then I can reinvest that $18 and make the money all over again. I was able to double my sales from June to July just by pricing a little bit more competitively. And yes, I am selling more items and I'm doing a little bit more work, but I'm selling those items quickly and I'm making the money that I want to be making in reselling rather than sitting on a bunch of stuff. So I'm able to cycle through items quickly, not have so much stuff in inventory, and make sales. You also want to look at where in your business you might be having kind of like leaks in profit, where you're kind of losing out on profit, or you could improve things so that you're making more profit. For example, are you listing efficiently? Because your time is money. If you can shave off an hour of listing time and spend an extra hour sourcing for more items, more profit, right? Another way you might be able to make more profit is by bringing down your cost of goods. And I'm not saying to buy cheaper items that sell for cheaper. I'm saying kind of pay attention to where people are shopping and what the season is and what people aren't shopping for right now, but they might shop for in 6 months. For example, in July, I was picking up sweaters. I was picking up great sweaters. I have 5 bins of sweaters in my garage because nobody was looking for sweaters. And I was finding all the good ones because no one was snatching those up. And now I have those from the bins at like $1 each because they weren't selling at the retail location for like $8. Nobody wanted them. So now I bought them for $1 and I have them ready, and I'm going to start listing them now in August so that when sweater weather does come, I have all that great inventory for a low cost and I'm ready to start listing it. I'm not going to the thrift store now when everybody else is looking for sweaters and trying to get it at like $7 or $8 a piece. I'm getting it for $1 at the bins because people didn't want them. Another thing is, like I said, lazy listing. I kind of went over this in the common mistakes sellers make. And I just want to reiterate, you want to have good titles, good photos, good descriptions. Your listing is supposed to sell the item that you're selling. You can't give it to the person and say, look at this. I want you to give me $25 for this. You can show them pictures of every single angle, of the type of fabric, of the brand tag, of any details that might look cool that they might not be able to see from a really far away picture, so that you can zoom in and show them that. You need to use the right words in your title so that people who are looking for that item are going to be able to find it. Just making sure that your item is presented well and your photos and your description are supposed to tell them, hey, this is exactly the item you're looking for. And you can see from every single picture that it is in the condition that I say it's in. There's not going to be any problems with this transaction. So you really want to put a lot of effort into your listings. I don't mean like take a long time with your listings, but kind of go over the criteria of what each listing should have to make sure you're selling your item, like actually selling your item to your buyer. So we know time is money, so sourcing efficiently is also going to increase your profits, because if you can source more good items in a lower amount of time, then you're able to get more items to sell. So for example, if you're generally only sourcing like 5 items an hour, but you can get more efficient and bump that up to 10, you have double the amount of items to sell. So some ways you can source more efficiently is to really look at what is selling well for you. If you do have Vendu, you can look at your analytics. That will tell you brands and categories that you sell well in, and just kind of give you an insight into what is doing well in your business. And you can be like, oh, I'm picking up a lot of shorts, but that's not even in my top 5 categories, right? So using information to help you make good decisions for your business is really going to help you increase your profits by kind of letting you let go of categories or brands or specific things that you might pick up normally that you really shouldn't be, so you can focus on the things that do really well. You also need to make sure that you are using the different marketing tools that each platform is providing you with. For example, on eBay, you can do markdown sales. You can do like buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one 50% off, free shipping. All sorts of different marketing techniques to get people to buy your items. You can even do promoted listings so that you can pay a little bit extra to get your items higher in the search results and seen by more people. This has really helped my sales. I am paying a little bit extra in fees, but to me, if I'm paying a little bit extra in fees, it kind of matches Poshmark's fees, so it's not a big deal to me. And again, I just get those items sold and keep that money and that cash flow rolling. And the last one is something that a lot of resellers tend to ignore, because a lot of resellers don't view their reselling business as a real business. And if you want to make maximum profits and really make this a form of income for you, you really need to think of it as a business. So taxes and financial planning are a way that you can make sure you're maximizing your profit if you know how to do your taxes as a work from home business and maximize your deductions, you're going to save money, which in turn puts more money into your pocket. So I do personally have a CPA that does my taxes for me because I don't know what I'm doing, but he pays for himself because of the deductions that I get. So I'm able to keep more of my money and pay out less because of the deductions that I get for having a business. So if you're not taking advantage of that kind of stuff, then you should look into that. Another thing is financial planning and just being smart with your money. You can make as much money as you want, but if you're spending too much money, your business isn't making a really good profit. So being smart with your money, making smart decisions, knowing exactly how much you have to spend, and like budgeting how much money you have to spend on inventory is really important and a key to having good profits in your business. Just knowing where you are is something that a lot of resellers struggle with. So understanding your finances and making sure that you have your taxes on point are very helpful in your business. I know it's boring, but it's really important. All right, now is the part where I challenge you to increase your profits from now until next month. Pick out one or two of the tips that I provided here. Let me know in the comments which one you think is going to be the most beneficial for your business, and see if you can increase your profits 10, 20, or even 50%. Like I said, I doubled my profits from June to July just by pricing more on the low end of competitive, just so I could get my items sold and move that money into the next item. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.